Hello, everybody, and welcome to the afternoon tune. I'm your host, Josh, and today I got my co-host, Dusk. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what is going on there, Dusk? Got a good show today. Gonna be doing a couple movie reviews. That's it, and then head out of here. Busy day though this week in terms of movies. I'm gonna see the rest of those this weekend when I have the time. In addition to Black Phone coming out, also the movie After the Hunt came out. That's the movie with Io Debris and Andrew Garfield and Julia Roberts. I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Mhm.
And then there's the movie Good Fortune, that movie with Keanu Reeves with the Angel Wings. It's got Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari there. I'm going to be seeing that Sunday. I didn't get a chance to see Kiss of the Spider Woman, I think it's called there. That was
Yeah.
that movie with Jennifer Lopez. I didn't get a chance to see that one. But yeah, I'll see that. I'll see those movies this weekend. This weekend as well, doing a stream Saturday. Chris from the Black Stars podcast doing a stream with him. We're going to be doing a review for Marvel Zombies. So just a quick review of that. And then also Monday, we'll be doing a stream with Sage from Rated M for Immaturity. I think he'll be done with his second playthrough of Silent Hill F by then. So he wanted to play it through a couple more times to before he does a review of it. So do that one. And then also for October, because it's spooky month there, reviewing horror movie House, the 1977 movie, though. Sage has not seen it. I've seen it before, but I've never reviewed it. So it'll be interesting to review that with him Monday there. So that's what we got scheduled for that Monday. Wednesday, I'll be doing a stream with Neil. Neil becoming a regular on Wednesdays. We're going to be doing a retro review for The Birds, another one that won the poll for which horror movie we should review in October. The classic Alfred Hitchcock movie. I have not seen it before. So it'll be interesting to check that out. And then hopefully Dusk can join me again next Friday there. Dusk got a lot of stuff coming out next Friday there. And then next Friday we have that Yorgos Lanthimos movie coming out, or no? I think that's the week after. That's the week after. Next is I think the big movie. Let me check it out here. I think I had it written down. But a lot of stuff is also coming out. The Chainsaw Man movie's coming out.
All right.
So that's coming out. I'm gonna review that Monday, the following Monday with Sage. That's coming out there. Let's see what else is coming out. The Bruce Springsteen movie is also coming out next week as well. So that's another big thing. So probably do the Springsteen movie. There's that YA movie. I'm gonna watch that later. That movie where the two people cheat on each other and then they die. They get what's coming to them or some shit. And then they and then their kids got to deal with the aftermath of it. There's that Chris Stuckman movie, the YouTuber. He's got that horror movie coming out, Shelby Oaks.
Yeah.
So Friday is going to be probably the Springsteen movie and then Shelby Oaks. So do reviews for that, and then I'll do Chainsaw Man Monday. And then I'll do the other movies next Friday. That if I get a chance to see it, that YA movie, and if I get a chance to see that one. So yeah. So a lot of stuff coming out, and then next week, that's when the Yorgos Lanthimos movie is coming out. So, but a lot of movies dropping, a lot of stuff. But Dusk, how are you?
I'm all right. How about you, man?
Pretty good there. Going to the theater a lot there. But other than that, just doing fantastic there. And of course, as always, go ahead and rate somebody after this. Lucky Dog, he's on right now. Good old Lucky Dog, he's been on the show before, friend of the show. Playing Fortnite. Anjin Plays, he's on right now. He's playing Alien. He's playing Alien Fire Team Elite.
Oh, okay.
He's doing that. So Solemn Something, who's the actress who plays Maria in Silent Hill 2. She is playing Silent Hill. It's her first time ever playing the remake there.
Oh, okay.
So interesting. So she's doing that. Geek Dom is playing Silent Hill F, so he's playing that right now. Good old Geek Dom there. But awesome stuff there. So good people to raid after this.
Spoil for choice.
Yeah. Good people to raid after this. What we got on the docket today, we just got two reviews, one of them being Roofman and then one of them being Black Phone 2. Did you see both?
Yeah, I said both.
Okay, nice. All right. Um, so yeah, do those both those reviews. No real news there, no trailers, anything like that to really talk about. None that I really saw there. I'm gonna do that with Sage. They actually just released a full trailer for the Silent Hill movie, Return of Silent Hill. So he's already seen. He says it looked like crap, but I have not checked it out. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's just him being a purist talking. Maybe he's not talking from a objective point of view there. So maybe it could be good. The movie's coming out in January, I believe. So you have that. Yeah, so no real news or anything like that as far as I see. All right. I'm gonna queue up these reviews and we can go ahead and get started with that. Uh all right. Let me see. Go ahead, start it with good old Roofman here. Start with this one. Do, 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 do. Also Monday, probably do a spoiler talk there for Silent Hill 2. I just beat it
Oh, you
a
did.
couple of days ago, so probably do an in-depth discussion on that since I just beat it.
It's a lot to talk about. It's about next to Silent Hill 1 and 2. That's basically people's favorite.
Okay, 1 and 2 are the favorites there.
1 and 2 are the favorites. 1 brought the series as a whole, but 2 is the one that brings a lot of people to the franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the first one's a PlayStation 1 game. Like, they're not many people play that one anymore. Again, which is why I'm like, well, if you're gonna remake one of them, just remake or at least do a beat for beat remake. Do the first one. It's a PlayStation game. You have plenty of technology to make the first one
mm,
even better.
okay. Yeah.
But they
I
didn't. They chose the one that everyone knows.
yeah, well, I think they're going back remaking some of the other Silent Hill
Yeah,
games.
well, I mean, we'll see. I'm see. It's Konami. They'll. I mean, they've been very not great when handling their IPs, especially Silent Hill. When they tried to do the HD collection, they literally lost the source code for Silent Hill 3, 2, 3, and 4, and had a American team. They sent them the unfinished code and said, "Okay, make an HD collection of it." Oh, and a bunch of files are missing.
Mm.
Which is like, we kind of need the source code if you want us to make an HD collection. So a bunch of stuff was missing, and so that's why it's lauded as how terrible it is, because it's an unfinished version of those other games. And notoriously, they recast all the voice actors for Silent Hill 2. So
Yeah.
they had a completely new cast as an option. You can choose the original cast in that version, but they had a new cast do the same lines, and it's like, no, that original cast was there for a reason. I'll commend the remake, the cast they got for the remake. They did a pretty solid job. They did
Yeah.
a pretty solid job but there's something about the way that they had it for the second one with the original cast. They were very specific on why they wanted them to say the things they said in the way they said. They
Mm.
wanted to be kind of weird and dreamlike.
Mm. Okay.
That's
Uh
Silent Hill in a nutshell, though.
yeah.
3 is underrated, though. Silent Hill 3 is actually really good and underrated. And 4, really interesting story. I just wish the mechanics were better. It's not
Yeah.
as fun to play.
Yeah. But a lot of Silent Hill material is going to be coming out due to the success of
Sure, sure.
2 and
Maybe
F.
one day they'll port the Wii remake to PC.
Mm.
Yeah, because
Uh,
technically, people are probably going to comment, or maybe would. There was technically a Silent Hill 1 remake. And when I mean remake, I mean it uses the characters from Silent Hill 1, but they're completely different characterizations. It's basically a reimagining, completely different mechanics, completely different narrative with the bare minimum concept, like completely different. And it's called and it was they made it for the Wii. It was originally going to be a different horror game, if I recall, and then Konami was just like, well, we already have the Silent Hill IP, just make it a Silent Hill and just make it a remake. They're like, but
Mm.
this was meant to be something, just whatever, replace it. And so that's what they did.
Right. Okay. But yeah, so probably do that Monday.
Yep.
Interested. I would be love to talk about with Sage. He's really into it as well, just as much as you. So be
Mm.
interested to talk about it with him. Oh, and speak of the devil there. Hey, let's go
Yeah.
in there, Sage.
Hey, Sage.
Uh, Sage there. I was thinking of giving him that statue from Silent Hill there. They made one of the abstract daddy. Maybe you can put that as a Christmas ornament there.
Oh, God.
So maybe he can do that there. Who wouldn't love that in their home? I
Yeah.
say. Good old this, yeah, man,
Yep. Abstract Daddy.
yeah, very terrifying there.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
all the original Silent Hill 1 through 4's designs are crazy. Very I'll even give credit where credit's due. Silent Hill 5 and Downpour also also have their own really good designs. They just have other faults.
mm, yeah,
They do unfortunately also copy monsters from previous games or change them up. Notoriously for Homecoming, which was 5, they basically reused Pyramid Head, but called him the Butcher. They just changed the head a bit.
mm, yeah. And I think in the movie though, he's like sexy Pyramid Head or something, right?
Oh, he's got the abs and everything. Yeah, because Pyramid Head in Silent Hill was the weird cult Justicar, basically. He was a metaphor for punishment. And so he was basically faceless, wearing wielding a heavy sword. He was based on a painting that James sees. He sees the painting first, and then the jacked. Yeah, that
Mm,
was the original painting that he sees in that's the painting he sees in Silent Hill 2, and then once he sees that uh then he imagines Pyramid Head.
mm.
Uh he doesn't imagine Pyramid Head doesn't exist, if I recall, before that moment, but once James sees that image, then Pyramid Head exists.
Ah, okay.
Because it's a psychological thing, and it's almost as if his imagination takes over.
Mm.
Because Silent Hill is a supernatural, magical place. It's
Anything is
basically where broken people go get like a moth to a flame.
But yeah, I mean, so fucked up
Mhm.
series there. So it'd be because I Silent Hill 2 is the first Silent Hill game I ever played. So
I Silent Hill 1's gonna be kinda hard to get into, a lot because, it's more obtuse. It just has a lot of PS1 game aspects to it, which means, where do I go? That's
mm,
gonna be the biggest problem, like, at a certain point, just like, "Well, where do I go? Pick up this item. Why? Why?" It doesn't even show that I should be able to pick up this item. Pick it up, you're gonna need it. It's one of
mm,
those situations.
yeah, controls.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of PlayStation 1 game controls, if we're being honest. There are very few older games that just genuinely have, well, pretty good controls. And they knew they were bad controls, which is why all the monsters are slow and laborish, and they knew how to counter it. Uh, Most of the time in Silent Hill 1, you just to save ammo and resources, you just run if you can afford it.
Mm.
You're just like, I'll use the loading screen to get me through. Although like Resident Evil, I think they can follow you into those rooms as well.
It seems like in the new Resident Evil, there's a creature that can follow you into a
Oh
room.
yeah, that Resident Evil that came from. So in Resident Evil 1, the big surprise was when the hunters showed up. They're like this lizard thing with claws. They were the first like genetically made biomutants, and they're the ones that actually can go between doors. They show it off as that it's a thing that it can do, which really ratchets up. It's like, oh, these are big business. And Resident Evil 2, they before the nemesis of Resident Evil 3, they did have a Mr. X. He was a prototype, but he's in such a small part of the game. And then the remake, they're just like, well, we'll just make him more prominent. which is weird because he was always supposed to be he's a prototype to what the Nemesis in 3 was. In 3 follows you, even in the original game, follows you through the entire game. Even if you destroy him multiple times, he just gets more mutated. You get a lot of good stuff for killing him. It's hard, but it is a difficult path.
Yeah.
That's right. Jack in 7, he can also walk through some walls. That's true. Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
I mean, we could talk all day about horror games and Silent Hill and Resident Evil. That was my bread and butter way when I was a much younger lad.
All right, let's do this review.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So our first review of the day is going to be for the film Roofman. Roofman is a movie starring Channing Tatum there. It is based on a true story there about this real life guy who was called the Roofman there, who basically his MO was that he'd climb on top of roofs and then he would break into them and then the place and drop down there and rob the place. Usually they were like fast food restaurants. They were like McDonald's or Burger Kings or places like that he was usually do. And then before he ended up getting caught, they say he robbed up to like 45 restaurants there before he eventually got caught there. But when he did get caught, he ended up breaking out of prison and then lived in a Toys R Us there. I think in the real life story, I think it was a mix between a Toys R Us and between like a Circuit City, I think maybe. But yeah, so that's kind of the story here. And you have Channing Tatum who's playing this real life guy living in this Toys R Us. And then while he's living in here, he's able to kind of monitor the lives of these employees that work there. And then he forms a connection with one of the employees that works there, who's played by Kirsten Dunst there, who plays Lee. And this movie's kind of half crime thriller, half romantic comedy in a sense, because, you know, you have it where he's trying to evade the law and then also where he's trying to, you know, romance Kirsten Dunst. Yeah, so that's basically the setup you have with this movie. With this,
it's kind of a more comedic version of Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, I can kind of see that a little bit there. Because they say that this guy is highly intelligent guy, the way he was able to commit these crimes. You have Channing Tatum, who's, you know, handsome, charming Channing Tatum there. And that's mostly what you see in the movie. The way he's able to just work himself into people's lives. Kristen Dunst, she's part of a church there, and she goes there and volunteers and goes there to support, and also is just a member of the church. She's a part of the choir. You have a short, he's not in the movie that much, but a brief performance of Ben Middleton, who's the pastor of the church, which is pretty funny. And then you also have his wife in the Yuzo Aduba there, who people might know she was Crazy Eyes and Orange is the New Black. They only appear in the movie a little bit there, but there's some fun stuff at the church that makes for some good comedic effect there, especially like when Channing Tatum goes to like a singles brunch that's held by the church there. But the thing is, he's the only guy that shows up. Like, there's no other guys there. Like, it's just him and then a bunch of these other middle-aged women. And my God, are they swooning? I mean, holy shit. But
he's Channing Tatum.
yeah, I mean, there you go. He even gets caught with something. Like, he's trying to keep up the story of, you know, because he's on the run, but his cover story of while he's dating Kristen Dunst is that, oh, I'm a special agent and I can't show you where I live and I'm kind of undercover there. So, you know, I got to keep secret. And then there's one person at the table goes like, I wasn't aware that there was a special unit here in Charlotte. And she's a retired law enforcement. He's like, oh, okay. But he's able to get out of it because, well, you know, he's so damn charming. You know what I mean? Like, oh, who cares? So, Dust, what are your thoughts here on Roofman?
He's a man on a roof. No, for real. This is honestly different than most movies that Derek Cianfrance has done. Because other movies he's done was like Places Beyond the Pines, Blue Valentine, stuff like that, where it's a lot more
Somber.
dramatic.
Yeah.
There's romance elements in Blue Valentine. It's like the most depressing romance movie of all time. But and this is a lot more comedic, but it still has elements of drama and thriller and action. But for the most part, this is basically just about a serial thief who's kind of trying to continue his way of life, but also trying to make, in a weird way, life better for other people, but doing so in not legal ways. It's really weird. This movie's tone is off sometimes because sometimes it'll be a bit more humorous, and then sometimes it'll snap very quickly to being a lot more serious.
Mm, yeah.
But I never really was fully invested in it, and knew when you finally get to the ending of it, you just kind of go, oh, that's it then. Okay,
Mm. Yeah, I think it throughout the movie. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot going on. Like by the time
yeah,
he ends up in the Toys R Us, there's like a moment where okay, he stresses about being caught. Then at one point he just says like, well, the strategy for not being caught if you are on the run is just to stay in one place. If you just stay in one place
mm,
and kind of just lay low, then eventually people will just move on to the next thing.
mm.
And then like I said, this is where the rom com part starts, where it's just like him going on dates with Kristen Dunst and there's that for a good bit of it until it kind of goes like, okay, and then the eventual other hammer is going to kind of come down there. But that's kind of the good bulk of the middle of the movie, and then him hanging out with her kids and everything.
Right.
And it's like, okay, and this movie's over 2 hours. I think you could have maybe cut maybe 10-20 minutes off of it, and it would probably would have expedited things a little bit better for the movie and made the movie a little bit quicker. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I could definitely see a lot more being cut from this movie. I could definitely see the 10-minute, maybe 15 minutes cut from this movie. You wouldn't lose too much. The thing about this is there are lots of period times in this movie where he's just kind of chilling and just honestly, the most interesting parts of this is just when he's kind of being a weird gearhead and all the little ways he's creating surveillance, and you're just kind of watching him go. He's like, yeah, he's just like fiddling with tools, figuring them out, using technology. I mean, the guy's smart. The way he's portrayed, he's smart. He has a lot of ingenuity, and just kind of like, man, and you're just stealing from places.
Yeah. And I mean, where he's stealing these things, it's like, I mean, why hasn't he caught sooner? Like, there's like, cause he's living in this Toys R Us and he's eating, like, he's mostly just living off candy for most of the time he's there. He's stealing all that. And then in order to pay for the dates with Kristen Dunst, he's stealing the video games and selling them in a pawn shop. Why nobody flagged that and go like, okay, how do you have all these games? And he's able to steal all these games. But okay, sure.
Yeah,
Um, but that's the thing, you just have to kinda go
yeah.
with
You're just
it.
gonna a lot of parts in this movie. You're just gonna have to just go with it.
Yeah, with it, and like I said, the movie relies on how lovable do you find Channing Tatum
Yeah,
being kinda in this Channing Tatum type role there, being this charming guy there, trying to do the best he can do. Because the kinda it shows you beginning early on in the movie how he gets into crime is because, well, he's broke as hell, he can't afford a good birthday for his daughter.
he was former military.
Former military there. And the birthday cake, I don't even know what the hell that was. Like it was like a pillow or some shit, like covered in icing or something. Like I don't even know what kind of cake that was. Like, man, you can't even go to Walmart and get a good, decent uh
Look, a Walmart cake is like $7, man.
yeah, like come
In
on.
the 90s when that took place, that was like not even that. It was probably like a $4, $5 cake.
So I
You
was
could
like,
walk
man,
right in and get something real quick.
I mean, he's on tough times. So it's like, well, man, he's got to do it, man. He's doing it for his kids, like I'll let him go. So it depends on how much you kind of find him that likable, really, in it. And how invested you are going to be in his kind of story there of trying to make it out and kind of get away there. Um, and besides Channing Tatum, I think Kristen Dunst, I think she's very good in this movie. I think she's a good love interest here. Then you also have like his friend in this movie, played by like Keith Stanfield, who's in it for a little bit there. He's his former military guy, military buddy there. I think he provides a decent performance. And then Juno Temple. So it's a good cast. Like I mentioned, Ben Mendelsohn before and Uzo Adube there. So really, really good cast. Peter Dinklage is great as an asshole manager at this Toys R Us. He fits in that
Most
role.
appropriate role he's had in a while.
Yeah. So he's good there. So yeah, I mean, I thought I liked it enough. I think for what it is.
That is the best
Uh
way to put it.
yeah.
Liked it enough.
Yeah. And yeah, I liked it enough there for what it's doing and what it is that I was kind of like, okay, yeah, this is fun. Like I said, could have shaved off those 20 minutes of it. I didn't know this story of this Roofman. I didn't know, so it was kind of something new for me. And like you said, it takes place in the 90s, where he's kind of
This one's when he gets out, it's literally early 2000s. I think 2005, I think, or
okay.
2004.
So 90s, it starts off in the 90s to early 2000s as this
Yeah,
movie
because
takes
he got
place.
out in like 2001, and then. By the way, the guy's name is Jeffrey Manchester.
Mm,
That's his real name.
yeah.
And then
And
while he was outside of it, he used the alias John, John Zorn.
okay.
So yeah, he was only out. He got escaped from 2004 to 2005, so he was only out for a year.
Mm.
And
Um,
then now he's doing a lot longer.
and they show like the real life people at the end.
Yeah,
They show like the news reports talking about his criminal activity. So if people want to stay a little bit at the end, it's in like in the straight into the credits, but they do show that what the real life guy looked like. He looks, I mean, he's not Channing Tatum, but
yeah,
he looks.
ain't no, yeah,
But I think it's a decent kind of,
yeah. Okay, all right.
yeah, maybe what I mean. If you maybe
You
blind in one
squint a
eye,
lot.
yeah. So yeah, he got that. But what were some of your thoughts and final thoughts and maybe rating?
Nah, yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm at the. I liked it enough. Honestly, this is one of the kind of movies we don't really get anymore. Which is this feels like a mid-afternoon. You're not really doing much, but it's kind of semi quirky, but also it's got enough seriousness where when they're focused on the drama, you can pay attention. But it's mostly kind of lighthearted for the most part. That you just kind of go along with the ride. It's just like, okay, it's one of those, and we don't get too many of those. It's a Sunday afternoon, or I just want to put something on, just kind of relax, not really worry too much about it, without it being complete junk.
Mm, okay. So what will be your rating? You think?
Honestly, I think this is a very solid rental.
Rental?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think this is a very solid rental. Not a bad rental, not a great rental, but this is a solid rental. I don't think many people would be disappointed if they rented this.
Okay. I'd give it a little slightly above.
Mhm.
I give it maybe like a lowish tune in for it.
Yeah, I was thinking on that. It kind of bordered on the rental and the low tune in.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
give it that there. And like I said, I mean, the moments are really good
Yeah.
there. And when he's with Kirsten Dunst and her family, and then she's got kids, and
Yeah, it's just cute.
yeah, it's cute there. And the fact that everybody in the movie acknowledges like this is Channing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like there's even a scene where
It's like,
Kirsten Dunst like he like is taking off his shirt and say, "Wow, you're so buff, like you're so fit, like geez." So
glad you
he's
noticed.
yeah. But yeah, so there's moments like that. They're kind of fun
Yeah.
in it. Just wish it was shorter, and then it wish kind of just got to the point a little bit faster. There is kind of one of my main complaints about it, for the movie. But yeah, decent movie. A stream it from dusk and a little tune in for me
Mhm.
for Roofman there in theaters now. All right, we got one last review,
Yeah.
and we
Keep it
are going to
going.
be and out of here. Geek Dom's still on playing that Silent Hill F. He's on a break right now. And then who else? Still got Lucky Dog is still on right now.
Mm.
So good on him there. Yeah, they put the Grapper. They put him in Fortnite, so he's in Fortnite now. The Grapper,
Oh no, no, of course they did.
or was he in? Yeah, I think he was in Fortnite, and then was he also in Call of Duty?
I don't know. I haven't played Call of Duty in years.
Yeah. Like somebody says, like, "Wow, you put the child molester in this kids game."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, I guess somebody was like, "Well, it's like when people saw the Clockwork Orange and Space Jam." It's like,
Oh,
what the
that
heck?
yeah, I was like, I remember that. And people were like, what?
I was like,
Like, I
"Wait,
know
why?"
you own it, but why would you put that in there in a kids movie?
Yeah, so that was weird. It was like, okay,
Like,
very.
sure, I guess.
All right. Okay. So, our last review of the day is going to be for the film Black Phone 2. Of course, it is a sequel to the first Black Phone here. This is the same creative team who've come back to make the sequel here. You have director Scott Derrickson. who did the first movie there. He's also done a numerous other horror films there, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, as well as Sinister there. Also famous for directing Doctor Strange, the MCU film. This is co-written by him as well, and then co-written by C. Robert Cargill there as well. So same creative team you got for the sequel, but different location, different kind of things kind of going on here in the sequel and what is going on. Well, you have Finney there, who's returning from the first movie there, along with his sister Gwen, who's also returning from the first movie there. And their psychic abilities are still messing with them here. They still get these calls and messages from the other side from these ghosts here. This time they're getting these messages from these dead children who died at this frozen tundra all the way up in Colorado there.
Mhm.
And it's called them to this place, this camp. But when they get called back to this camp, they see a return from the Grabber there. I think I think he needs a better name. That name's kind of lame. Honestly, the Grabber. I was like, that's the best you got. I mean, you
Hey,
wearing this.
his face is on the Fanta now.
Yeah, I mean, you got this cool devil mask. It's like he can't
Yeah,
come up
no.
with. Yeah, but he's you say he's on Fanta.
Yeah, no, he's
But
on Fanta along with Freddy Fazbear, Chucky, and Michael Myers.
oh, okay, so he's
But
kind of a horror icon now, I guess.
yeah, he's slowly becoming a her. I guess the best. He's probably one of the best, most visually apparent characters they've had in a while. Uh,
Mm,
and this movie,
okay.
by the way, was written by somebody you probably know.
Um,
It's
yeah,
written
because
by old Spill.com alumni Carlisle,
yes, yeah, see Robert Cargill there.
who wrote
Written
Sinister
by
and
him.
Sinister 2 and the original Black Phone. He co-wrote it.
Yeah. And the story of this is from Joe Hill, who's the son of
Mhm.
Stephen King. There, so it's from his story as well. But yeah, so yeah, they get called up to this camp there. To these kids are kind of calling them from the other side and want them to be put to rest. There, they want to find the killer of these kids. And yeah, so that's kind of the setup you have of this movie. A lot of people have talked about this movie recently and said how derivative it is, especially of other films. And
Mm.
watching this, you will get a sense, especially with the killer who's haunting,
Very
uh,
Freddy Krueger-esque.
very Freddy Krueger, because he's haunting the main girl's dream, Madeline McGraw, who plays Gwen, who she had powers in the first one. She kind of has like it's basically the shining. She's kind of got like the
Yeah.
shining power where she's able to go into like this dream state there and communicate with dead people and see things. And then when she goes into this like this dream state, it's kind of like this grainy found footage type thing when she goes there, which is kind of I think a cool decent effect there. But how the first movie was more Finney's movie, this feels like more the main character is Gwen, because she's the one really, I think,
Yeah.
taking lead here. And then she's the one that's mainly kind of going like, I want to help these kids that died, and I'm gonna go up here and fight for them and everything. So it seems like she's the main character of this one. Dusk, what were your thoughts here? Black Phone 2.
Uh Very similar premise to the first one. I do appreciate that it continues fairly quickly after the ending of the first one. Um, but yeah, very much to hop on your comment. If the first one was much more Finney's story, this is much more Gwen's. Um, very much so. Almost to the point where occasionally Finney just gets put to the side. But man, the grabber sure has a grudge because he is fiending after to kill Finney this entire movie.
Mm.
He
Well, I
wants
mean,
it so bad.
he did kill him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, killed in quotes because he came back for this.
yeah. Um, and I don't know exactly how his powers worked exactly. I guess they said because he was feeding off the energy of the kids that he had killed, and
Yeah.
um, he's able to interact with them and like
Mm.
hurt them, but they can't see him. Um, and he's able to like there's a scene where it's kind of like goofy but scary at the same time.
Yeah.
Like they say that some lore about the grabber Ethan Hawke is that he's really good at ice skating, and there's a scene where he's ice skating
Yeah.
there with his weapon and his tomahawk there, his hatchet, and he's ice skating and everything and hurting people. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it was kind of goofy, but kind of scary at the same time. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Um,
don't know exactly how all that exactly worked there. But
Nor his weakness. They
mm,
find out. They're just like, here, this is how you beat him.
yeah.
It's
They
kind of
just
like, sure, okay.
yeah, they just kind of like I guess take a good guess. It's like yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah, you're like, all right, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
to be fair, it is told to them, but
yeah.
it just like, yeah, this very much feels like a, very much feels like a sequel, common sequel, almost like a, well, what do you do now? Because you had your first one, you had your
Mm,
first concept, you had your first, all right, this is what we got, and this is our premise, and this is our character, and it's like, okay, wow, that movie did way better than we thought it would. Wow, okay. Well, if we're gonna do a sequel, what are we gonna do? Well, I guess we gotta give him some backstory, a little bit, some extra stuff.
mm,
I mean,
yeah.
we already gave him characteristics in the first one. We already gave him story. Well, what do we do now? And so the next best option that has, well, Finney's still got to be there, and then Gwen. We can now that they're both kind of both aged up. We can have them both be in it, and we can still have a lot of great kills, a lot of inventive kills, and let's just get wacky with it, kind of sort of. Usually they wait to like a fourth or fifth movie before they get wacky. This one is just like, let's just have a ice skate on there.
Yeah,
F it, who cares? Let them be
yeah.
weird. Like I kind of admire this movie for being weird. The first one was already weird, but I appreciate that it's not afraid to get weird in
Mm,
surreal ways, almost in like a dreamlike way. Where in Freddy Krueger, things would get weird because it was a dream world, and Freddy would be messing with things, and it always had like a dreamlike sense. In this, he would just sometimes the grabber would just like almost be childish in a way, and just play with his food by just messing around.
mm,
And
yeah.
that's kind of, and I do appreciate it because that is very creepy. Where you're just like, what are you doing? And it's like, well, just having fun.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
fun, like, this is fun for you? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah. I mean, he's already got it's like, "Hey, I got nothing left to lose. I'm already dead,
Exactly.
and I'm just gonna fuck with you, I got nothing left to
I'm just
lose."
too pissed off now.
Um, and one of the drawbacks with this sequel, Ethan Hawke, if you're expecting to see a lot of him as the grabber, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't come in until, like, midway through the movie,
Yeah.
and towards the tail end of it, so you're not gonna see a whole lot of him in that performance, there, and I know a lot of people loved him in the first one. That's what made him, like you said, on the can of Fanta, and he's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
on Lay's chips bags and shit like that. So that is there's a lot less of him in this one. Um, but he's still good. I think he's still good in this. I just wish there was more of him there. Also another thing I liked about it, the when you actually see the kids and how you see kind of their bodies and everything like that, and them appearing to Gwen, that does look really really creepy and really effective.
Yeah.
And it does look really terrifying. Like seeing how they kind of you don't see how they die, but you see the aftermath of like their bodies and everything like
Honestly,
that.
that's enough a lot of times.
Yeah, and that's really effective, and that's really scary with that. The stuff that happens to Gwen in this, like where she's battling him in this, kind of dimension or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. That's looks really good. I think, like I said, the grainy kind of Super 8 type footage of it that looks really cool. And then how she's able to get hurt there in the dream world again, much like something you'd see like a Nightmare on Elm Street or Doctor Sleep, which was that sequel to
Mm.
The Shining. And it also has a little bit of like The Conjuring too, because psychic abilities plus you're hunting, they actually take a case, you know what I mean? Because they keep getting calls from these kids, and so they actually like take a case from them and go to there to bust it. Um,
Oh, all right.
yeah, you know what I mean. They kind of do that in there, and then with his abilities, Finney, it's like okay, I guess you couldn't call it a black phone unless you had a black phone, so they need to keep bringing that back. Uh,
Gotta put it out there in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I guess you couldn't have the movie without that, and it's like okay, I don't know exactly how. I mean, again, you're arguing ghost logic and psychic logic, I
Yeah,
guess, but
at a certain point, like, why does Freddy Krueger have the abilities he has?
yeah.
Why did this and this? They gave various reasons throughout the movies why things happened, but it was always like retconned in the next movie or whatever. It doesn't, yeah, you're working on ghost logic. This is folkloric ghost logic of Why does he work on phones? Because he does. That's his mythology. Shut up.
Yeah. So,
If they when they get this up there though, when it starts getting cell phones, it's like, well, how does he connect to a signal? Does he have broadband internet? It's like, shut up.
uh,
Or they might be like, oh, he only works on these old phones because it's tangible.
yeah. And
Who knows?
I don't know if this is gonna get a third one.
I don't know. You know,
I mean, maybe hey, if this one's successful,
if
maybe they'll
this was
close.
successful, horror franchises are almost usually, if you get the budget right, pretty
Yeah.
successful.
And like the first one did really well. Like
Yeah.
budget to 16, 18 million, made box office 161.4 million. That's what's reported for the box office there,
Mm.
reportedly. So did very, very well and ended up getting a sequel. But yeah. Do you think this movie's a step down?
Uh, in some ways, I wanted more Ethan Hawke.
Mm, okay. Yeah.
I think they make up with some of the more drastic kills, in some ways, but the first one already had some really pretty good kills too, and some interesting set pieces. I think they dumbed down some elements of it because they wanted to appeal a bit more broadly. The first one did feel more niche. This one feels like, okay, we got to expand this a little bit.
Mm. Gotta add superpowers a little bit
Yeah.
more, yeah. Gotta do that. And, I do think, like, the movies I mentioned,
Mhm.
they are better than this movie. Doctor Sleep is better than Black Phone 2. Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, that's classic and that's legendary. Even the first Conjuring, I think, and not it's not better than the recent Conjuring that we
No.
just saw, but, the first Conjuring movie, I think it's better than this one.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it has kind of those issues and problems with that. Like I said, I won't argue the logic of the powers and all that too much. And like I said, lack of Ethan Hawke in it. And also it does some stuff like with the whole lore and backstory with these characters that's like, oh, you just introduced this now? Like that never
Mhm.
got brought up in the first movie or anything. And it's like, oh, all these people are somehow connected in more ways than one. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that too much.
Yeah.
So that kind of throws me off a little bit there. Um, but, did you like these, actors coming back again? You have Mason, Thames and, Madeline McGraw there?
Uh, I liked I like McGraw coming back as Finney. I think he does a fine enough job. But I think Gwen does all right, but my god, could they have not chosen a better haircut and better
Mm.
wardrobe?
So you think she look a little Scooby-Doo-ish?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that one outfit, like when she's wearing like the pink, yellow, and whatever she's talking, like I'm sorry, Mason is Finney, yeah. But yeah, Madeline, I just think I don't know who they dressed why they dressed up in some of the outfits. I'm just like, okay, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, who allowed you to walk out there? Then again, it is in the middle of nowhere. It's always cold. But yeah, like just some of it. And her haircut, like I know she didn't have the greatest haircut before, but at least that short bob cut I just felt was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. I guess that was the style, man.
That was
19
as was the style of the time.
Yeah.
She got the pixie cut, as it were.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I like them coming back. I think they do pretty well there. Um, and I like some of the stuff that Mason Thames is dealing with because his character still kind of got PTSD from what happened in the first movie, being kidnapped, and that he's kind of like trying to still deal with that. And he's kind of having these terrible coping mechanisms, like he's fighting
Mhm.
with people and he's smoking a lot of weed and everything like that. So he's having these awful coping mechanisms to deal with that. Um, when they go to the cabin and everything like that to investigate, some of the people at the cabin, and you got some new actors that come in here, like Damian Bashir, who's the head of the camp.
Yeah.
Some of it's a little kind of corny with him, and then also these other members there. They get this religious couple who's there, that are kind of a little goofy. But yeah, so I think it's a step down from the first one.
Yeah.
I think there's still some things to like about it. Um, I wouldn't recommend maybe going to the theater to see it. I think you'd be better off maybe streaming it, there. So that's what kind of I would be giving it. It's just a plain stream it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are that's my rating and final thoughts. What about you, Desk?
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I think this is a good stream it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not a bad movie by any means. I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. Again, the parts we talked about pretty much is my complaints. A little more Ethan Hawke, little bit more kind of thrills with my kills, but a little too much kind of like wasting a bit of time here and there. But in some parts, but overall, I think it's a pretty solid sequel. It's a little step down, but hey, you know what? You catch lightning in a bottle once. It's hard to recapture it.
Yeah. So, yeah, two just plain streamings
Yeah.
for Black Phone 2 there.
Let your
Uh,
boogaloo.
yeah, good stuff there. Has a budget reportedly of 30 million.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll do just as well as the first one or maybe a step down. Because on Rotten Tomatoes, even though I think it's getting kind of divisive reviews, I think Rotten Tomatoes still has like a 70% fresh rating for it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if people go like, well, maybe I still want to see it anyway because I, think it's kind of decent. So maybe I want to go see it. So yeah, but the audience score is pretty high for this, 86%. So maybe a lot of audience seems to be liking it. All right. So
Mhm.
that was our review. Black Phone 2 there. All right. Be heading out of here. Thank you, Dusk,
Yeah, no problem.
for this good show. Thank you, Radiant M from Trudy. Thank you,
Yeah, thanks
Sage.
for watching.
Sage has a book out right now if you want to pick it up.
Here's a book.
It's on Amazon right now. Let me show it right now. I bought a copy of it. It's
He's
coming to
self-published?
Yes, he is there.
Congratulations.
Let me pull it up on my side here. But yes, if you wanted to pick it up there, I think he would love if you gave it a read and give it a review. It's called A Red Age there. Let me show it right here. No, that's the grabber. He's
It's
not
the
the
grabber.
grabber.
No. Oh, no.
Right here. So
A red age.
yeah, right there. So you can just type that in there and you're able to
Okay.
find it right here on Amazon. It's moving quick up the listings there. People who have purchased it there. So there you
Well,
go.
nice. Good on you. Damn, 20
Uh
bucks.
yeah, 20 bucks there. Well, it's
Oh,
not
it's
bad.
paperback. No, that's why it's paperback. That's why.
Yeah. You can get it on Kindle there. You can buy it on Kindle for 10 bucks.
That's
You
good.
got
No, good on you, man. Congratulations. Gotta let me know how you did that because I've been thinking of publishing my own book.
oh, very cool there. So yeah. So that's and so I'm getting that pretty soon. So
Yeah.
thank you to Sage Radiant
Yeah,
Patricia
thanks for
stopping
showing
by.
up, man.
I'll be doing a show with him Monday. This upcoming Monday, we'll be doing a review for Silent Hill F and House, and maybe
This
do
upcoming
an
Monday?
yep, this
Okay.
upcoming Monday, and then do a in-depth review maybe of Silent Hill 2 there.
Mm.
This Saturday, I'm doing a stream with Chris from the Black Stuffs podcast. We'll be doing Marvel Zombies there. This upcoming Wednesday, I'll be doing a stream with Neil from there, oneofus.net. And we're doing a retro review for The Birds. Do that, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. Then
Yeah.
hopefully Dust can join me again. Join me again this Friday. Got a lot of stuff to review Friday. Got After the Hunt. Got Good Fortune. You have the Springsteen movie, and you got Shelby Oaks. Got that. Are you gonna go watch? You think Good Fortune or After the Hunt or any?
Uh, I'll see.
Yeah. See if you can. Let me know.
Gotcha.
If you can't. But yeah, Springsteen and yeah, Shelby Oaks will be the two big movies that we're doing next week there. Doing that. I'm looking forward to Shelby Oaks. I'm happy that Chris Stuckman there, YouTuber, went from YouTuber to filmmaker. That's always great, man. Breaking out.
Yeah, I just wish his ratings didn't suffer because now he's a movie maker.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not doing so many reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the big ones was when he did the review for Madam Web, and he was basically like, "I'm not going to go into a whole thing on why this movie is not good. The people who worked on it, and I'm just gonna I'm not gonna crap on their work and stuff." And I'm like, okay. Now that you're a movie maker and you want to make connections, which I don't, I can't blame him. I can't blame him. If that's what you want to do with your life and that's what you want to do, that's best of luck to you. And honestly, I hope his new movie, Shelby Oaks, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to try and accomplish your dreams, man. I hope it worked out.
Yeah. So
We'll
good
see
on
for
him
you
though.
soon. We'll give it an
Yeah.
honest review too.
Yeah. So awesome there. All right. So yes, we got upcoming streams there. Let's see who's on right now. I could go ahead and raid. Since we're talking a lot about Silent Hill, I'll go ahead and rate Solemn something since that's the actress who played Maria there. I wonder if she'll let people rate her. I just want to dump in the stream there. But yeah, very awesome stuff there. A lot of stuff to watch. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is coming out. All these different movies they're dropping all at once. So there's that. But yeah, she's playing that there. It seems like a lot of voice actors don't really play the games they voice act in.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they're kind of amazed when they actually do play the game. Like, oh wow, this is
Oh
what
yeah,
it.
like God, I can't remember who played Cole in Detroit Become Human. He did a whole stream of when it first dropped. He and his girlfriend
Mm.
played the game, and so he was giving like little behind the scenes things when they recorded certain scenes or when they did stuff. So that was actually really neat watching him give like behind the scenes of and learning that most of the dialogue between him and Clancy Brown were about 85% ad libbed.
Oh.
Because they were just like it was like they just came up with a dialogue and had good chemistry, and they just went back and forth, and they're just like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Which is why it feels so much more natural.
Yeah. Do you know which part in the game she is right here? I think she's in the
Yeah,
hospital.
no,
Right?
this is the school.
Oh, the school. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can tell just by the grade on it. Yeah, this is the school. So this is probably just when him and Maria are trying to look for the little girl.
Awesome. Well, all right, everybody. Stay tuned. Out of here.
Yeah.
Later.